Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ventrical, and today I have a pretty, I would say, a serious topic to talk about today. But first, I want to get into the gameplay. It's not the best gameplay in terms of score. Well, in terms of actual points and score, it's pretty good. But in terms of KD ratio, it's not all that good. But I was playing objectively, and I felt like it'd be an entertaining watch for the audience out there. But let me explain the class I'm using. I'm using the FAMAS Dual Mag, Tactical Insertion, Frag Grenades, Concussion, you know, the works, with Flak Jacket. Flak Jacket, Sleight of Hand, I believe, and Ninja. So let me get into the topic, which it is controversial topics lately have really been odd, because normally I can't give an example personally, but I know that controversial topics are supposed to be that could benefit people on both sides of the spectrum. But with society's latest, more recent controversial topics, they've really only been benefiting one person and angering the other side. Now, let me give you an example of what I'm talking about here. A legalization of marijuana. People that are against it, if it does end up getting passed, it won't put the people that vote against it to, like, a disadvantage. Like, you know what I'm saying by that? Like, normally controversial topics, it will hurt one side if they do it one way, but if they make marijuana legal, for example, it won't hurt the people that are against it. If you're against it, that obviously means that you aren't into using marijuana, so it's not going to hurt you personally. It's just, it might anger you a little bit that the side that you were on lost. Another big one in the news lately is abortion. Abortion, I know that's currently legal, I believe. But people that want it illegalized, I believe that's the whole argument with abortion. It's not going to hurt the people that are against it. It'd probably anger them more than anything else, because I know a lot of people that are against abortion, and they are 100% like they're completely against it, and they get mad when people bring it up in general. So it's not hurting them, but it's making them angry. Another good example is gay marriage. I mean, obviously, if you're voting against it, you're not gay, and you have something against gay people, and it's not hurting you to see that gay marriage is legalized, it's probably just going to annoy you because you're prejudiced towards those kinds of people. So, you know, it seems like controversial topics are supposed to be something to where it benefits one person if you have it this way, and it benefits another person if you have it this way. With modern day controversial topics, that's not really what's going on here. It seems like it's only benefiting one person and making the other person angry. It's not actually personally affecting them, other than in their brain they're all pissed off. So I know for a fact I am doing a paper. I have to do a controversial topics essay, and I'm doing the legalization of marijuana. Now, whether or not I'm for or against it, that's completely irrelevant to the current topic. But I think it's a little ridiculous. I'll just tell you right now, I'm for it. I've never actually tried marijuana. I mean, being only 13 in middle school, I would hope most people that age haven't tried it. Although I am familiar with people that are about 2 or 3 years older than me that have experimented with some of that stuff. But the legalization of marijuana, personally, for me, I think it should be legalized, and here's why. There's a couple of reasons. One, if you do legalize it, it won't hurt anybody. Besides, although people can argue that it would hurt the people using it because it would, it'd hurt their bodies and stuff. And a lot of people that say that aren't really educated on the subject. And what I mean by that is that I know marijuana is not very addictive. It's definitely not as addictive as a lot of other illegal drugs these days. It would get rid of some crime rate. So all those people that make money selling marijuana and, doing all that stuff, they'd be completely out of jobs because it'd be pointless because you can just buy it at, stores. I'm saying, like, later in the future, if it does get legalized, eventually you're probably just going to be able to get it at your local, like, Walmart or Safeway, just the same with cigarettes. But, it doesn't really hurt those people that are against it. It just, it kind of angers them. Now, I know one of the reasons why they don't want to legalize it is because they think it'll be a gateway into another drugs. And now, let me just say that this is an absolutely ridiculous statement, because there are so many drugs out there. There are so many things you can get high off of, and if it does gateway into another drug, it doesn't really matter, because the other drug is still illegal, and if they get caught with that, they're still arrested. So I think that's a completely irrelevant argument, because I just think it's completely pointless, because just because it's a gateway into another drug, that other drug will eventually become illegal, and then, marijuana is still legal, but the other drug, the combination of something and marijuana is illegal. So one of the examples I have of one of those drugs being legalized is, I know they use the main ingredient in ecstasy for therapeutic reasons. I think it was called XBT, to use to calm war veterans down and to get the traumatic experiences out of their head so they can be calm. It's now illegal because people were using it in ecstasy. So it could be a gateway to that, but I feel it's completely irrelevant to the subject, because, there's so many drugs out there, and it's so easy for people to get their hands on them. I think it's also ridiculous. Another argument they are saying about marijuana is that kids will be able to get a hold of it easily. Now, I know for a fact, almost everywhere you go, every high school, every college, even some middle schools, you can get a hand of some marijuana. It comes from a plant. If you wanted to, you can grow it. It is honestly not that difficult to get your hands on some marijuana. And honestly, one of the good things I think about legalizing it is that if people are obviously going to start abusing marijuana. It's a drug. People are going to go crazy over it. They're going to be, yes, this is legalized. Now I can use it as much as I want and I won't get caught. That they will do things to their body that are so extreme and messed up that they can be used to examples. So when people need to further educate children, teenagers, so to speak, on the effects of that drug, then those people that abuse the drug can be used as examples and would convince those types of people to not want to use it when they're older. Because just because it's legal doesn't mean you have to do it. Hold on a second. So that's kind of my opinion on that. Also, a thing about the legalization of marijuana. Now, this is going to seem like a really weird thing for me to say, considering I'm only, my voice doesn't really match up with my age, but that's not really the point here. It is obvious that our jails are overcrowded. Jails, prisons, whatever you want to call it, they're overcrowded. There's been a lot of crime rate going on, but that's for a completely different reason. If marijuana was legalized, like I said before, it would get a lot of crime rate. It would get rid of a lot of crime rate, and people, I'm not sure if the people that already went in jail for it and then it got legalized, if the people that were in possession of it would get out of jail. I'm not too sure on that, but a lot of people like to bring it to parties, and I think, a personal opinion for me, if something gets legal, it's not as cool. Like, you know what I mean by that? Like, all these drugs are so popular because they're, especially with people my age and about 5 years older, they're so popular because they're illegal. They think, ooh, this is against the law. This is cool. That's also a reason why people don't want to do it. But that's also a reason, people want to take that risk. So I feel if it ends up getting legalized, then people are going to be like, oh, this is legal. People do it all the time. It's not that big of a deal. I know people already have that opinion when they do it anyway, but then when they end up getting caught, it's whether or not it's illegal, it's illegal. You're going to suffer for that. But people that want to experiment with it wouldn't go to jail and continue to overpopulate our jails just because they wanted to experiment with something like that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little topic I had. I tried to make this as much educated and thought out as possible. I hope you guys enjoyed the topic. Your personal opinions don't really I find them relevant, but they're none of my business. But if you do feel like you have an opinion on one of the topics I was talking about in this video, feel free to leave them down in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching. My name is Ventricle, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.